Hmm. Okay. Is it actually doing it? I can't entirely tell. I think so, yeah. I can't entirely tell. I'm gonna avoid a feedback loops. I think yeah, working on my website. I'm not really much of a programmer, but my friend Derek let me borrow some of his code for doing website stuff, so that's what I'm gonna do. I've literally never streamed before, so I'm also kind of trying to figure out how to do anything. Okay. I'll try and check chat periodically, but I'm just gonna get to working. I need to... I think I had like a readme. Oh, my readme is a bunch of garbage. I do feel like writing actual markdown. To do... Let's figure that out first. I need some more site icons. So I've got it set up right now. So I have these hover icons, which are just like little GIFs, and I want to, clean up and add the rest of these. So to finish task bar, not task bar, there's it, hotbar icons. Next, I need to replace home images. Because I'm kind of just using his website as a template. He was generous enough to gift me the base. Oh, the website, it's for just kind of my portfolio and random projects and stuff. Like, I thought it would be a good idea to have a place where I can dedicate to articles or, screenshots of projects that I'm working on, things that might not make sense to do a full YouTube video on, especially since I'm terrible about getting videos out. Just as an easier way for me to quickly output, like, here's a cool Blender concept that I came up with that I haven't seen anybody talking about, or here's some clarification, so I can get picked up by a search engine, some web crawler, and indexed, and you can find that info, be more a part of the thing. I also just like the idea of having my own little corner of the internet more so than a social media platform provides. Let me see. The add a book is looking okay. I need to add a logo to add a book. There's also a bunch of pages that I don't have done yet. So I have like a basic about page that really doesn't have anything. Is this actually a link? Yeah. But about and then home, and those link to each other properly. I kind of don't like the layout here. I kind of want it to be a bit wider. let's do CSS. Just, I should have more CSS like format. And let's like for like different widths. And probably widen the page on narrower viewers. Yeah. I need to figure out how people do posts on websites. I want to set up eventually a proper like RSS feed, because I've been kind of getting into that as like a way of navigating content without like an algorithmic feed. But I find that a lot of like modern websites, even stuff like Substack, it's kind of hard to set that stuff up. I'm pretty sure there's like a way to do it for Substack, I just don't know it. But I would like to contribute to that change. Maybe see if I can, you know, make something that people would want to subscribe to as an RSS feed. I just noticed that my PNG tubers colors are screwed up. The white is not properly white. Freaking Blender exports, man. I gotta get that color space right. I thought I had it in standard, but maybe the emissive just wasn't set to white. I don't know. Let's see. What else? What else? I guess I need to figure out like the functionality. I don't know how to spell jack shit. Probably want to I don't know. I forget how you do that. I'm pretty sure there's a Control-Shift-V. Oh, it's a separate tab. Ah, that's neat. So figure out posts, RSS feed stuff. I need like art layout stuff. One for sketches, pieces, and projects. I'd like to like have a proper projects layout system. I need to like design that functionality though and figure out what's available. But I don't know anything about that. I guess that's enough stuff to like start on for now. And I can just kind of get into doing the actual work. And I had friends suggest maybe revising like the site header, because the sort of bumpy stuff going on around it wasn't necessarily the most appealing, especially under the bottom. So maybe I'll revise that at some point and get a cleaner looking header. But that's not really important right now. Let's do logos. We can do some drawing. That'll be fun. Or not logos. Let's do these site images. I'm gonna set this up in Notion. I'm not gonna show this off on stream, but I use Notion for a lot of my personal organization stuff, for like projects and tasks and design and things. And if I do any kind of like design work for this, I'll probably create a little Notion view for it inside of OBS so you guys can see what I'm doing. But I'm just going to create a little task, and I have these punch cards so I can see how much time I'm spending on things, which is pretty cool. So let's see, personal website. I hope you enjoy my clicky clacks. I think I've got noise suppression on, so it shouldn't be as bad as it normally would be. Let's add a task, and let's do I wish I had subtasks. I don't know if I'm going to do site icons, or what am I going to work on first? I have my about one. I guess I can do the home icon. Let's do... I should really create categories for these. Let's go home. Thumbnailer. Let's create punch card. Awesome. And let's get started on that task. I'm going to switch from VS Code to Flash. Let me put the stream stuff here so I can actually see what the hell's going on. And let me go to OBS. Open selector. Go into Flash. Shit, where did I have this stuff stored again? Bum 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 bum. It's not gonna let me in there unless I add a wine directory. CFG drives. Do I have to restart Flash? One sec. Oh, there it is. Public data, node modules, image devs, icons, small, icon about. Huh? Where is anything in this file? Oh. There we go. Lost my background set to black. Awesome. So let's Control Shift save, and let's make this a home button icon. Ah, thank you. I'm happy you like it. Look up my drawing tablet. I use an ancient Wacom Intuos. Yeah, it's an Intuos 3 from like 2005? Maybe? I think it's older than that. I don't know. It's quite an old one. But I prefer a pad tablet for most of my drawing over a screen tablet. Like, I use screen tablets all the time. I have like a little portable one for like, I have a Framework 12 PC for my laptop, but I prefer a pad tablet for most drawing because I feel like it makes me think more. It makes me a little bit more conscious of my lines, and I'm a little bit better at drawing in those situations. So let's go here. How's my mapping all screwball? That's not that screwball. Yeah, no, it's fine. Is it? I can't tell. It's a little screwball, but I'm just gonna ride with it, I think. Yeah, it's on like mouse mode, is it? I mean, either way, it doesn't matter to me. I don't really use pen pressure when I'm drawing in Flash. Yeah, it's in mouse mode. What's to do with that? This is what you want in a stream. You want somebody fiddling with their tablet settings. Yeah, it doesn't even detect it. Yeah, something's wrong. Huh? Oh. My kernel tablet drivers are broken. Yippee. Is that part of the stuff that's not been CUing properly? Yeah, it's still in mouse mode, so my stuff is a little screwed right now. Give me one sec. I'm just updating some stuff. Welcome to the Linux gang, where nothing freaking works. Yeah, it might be fine, TBH. I've been using Linux for probably maybe like a year and a half now, something like that. Like I've used it over like on and off for a very long time. Like when I was a kid, my dad was super into it and he got me and my brother to try it. But we never really stuck with it, and we were Windows probably up until the time I got into college, and I tried to like daily drive it for a while, but I've been doing it pretty consistently for the past like year and a half. So it's been mostly okay. I use Arch, by the way, but that's just because my brother recommended it, and it's got its fair share of headaches, but you know, it's chill. It's chill. Definitely way easier than it used to be. I really want to work on these icons. I don't want to. I've been struggling with tech stuff all day. Yeah, it's worth the headache. I've been struggling with tech stuff all day because I don't know if you heard about the Ubuntu. There's currently a DDoS attack happening with, I forget what whatever the company that owns Ubuntu is or develops them is. So I was trying to like run some packages for a thing at work, and I just can't install anything. I can't access the website. It's freaking busted, man. It's down. It's freaking down right now. Yeah, this isn't gonna work right now, but I'm gonna work on this anyway. So that's life. Why is that not? Thanks, Flash. Yes. Oh, because it's on a different layer. It doesn't really matter anyway. So let's do like a cute little house design, I think. Just nothing crazy. Let me put the chat window up. Yeah, it's crazy. In the beautiful world we live in right now. Trying to think of what I want the house to do. Let's see. I'm kind of debating whether I wanted to do like a little side-to-side shimmy or I don't know, maybe like a little smokestack. I could do both of those. Yeah. I think we just keep it wiggling. Just do something simple. Play around with some ideas. I'm thinking of making like the super sketchy ones official just because that's usually how I draw. Like I don't do a lot of super polished things. Like it doesn't look as neat and polished, but like I don't know. I think it might be fun to just keep them sketchy flash lines. Like probably if I keep with it for a while, I'll do another round. Drawing in mouse mode is annoying as hell. Yeah. I don't have a ton of examples of my sketches out there in the world, but I'm not a huge polish guy. Not necessarily the best habit to get into, but yeah. Hello, hi. Hi, will this stream be up when it's over? Yeah, I think I'll probably post this. I don't know how long I'll be going just because my freaking drawing tablet's not working right. So this will probably go up on the channel. Oh, the avatar that I have right now, that's an ancient. That's from like high school. I need to update that. I just haven't bothered with it. That's like very, very old. It's like a 10-year-old avatar. I'm trying to think. Maybe I'll have it do just like a big take. And maybe it like jiggles or something. Because the previous guy doesn't like keep animating. I need to switch my profile to be like the little head in the ground. After many years of deliberation, that's the Sona I've settled on. That icon just kind of like, what up? My windows are all screwball. But yeah, you hover over and it does the little animation. You probably hardly see it, but it does a little animation. And then it just goes back. So I think that's cool. So I kind of want to, oops. I kind of want to mimic that in the house. I'm losing mass here. Whatever. I think that'll be You probably wouldn't know this if you just kind of see me through my YouTube channel, but I'm mostly not a 2D guy nowadays. Like, my day job, I'm a 3D artist. So it's nice to do more 2D drawing type things when I'm just kind of on my own. What if I... I feel like I could get more tension in this. Yeah, let's... add some clearer direction. Genus thinks he's the slowest animator in the world, but nah, that's my title, dog. Oh, you found me from my Blender vids? Well, I guess that makes sense. Those are the more popular ones. I've always been weary of doing more of them because I don't want to be like another one of the Blender tutorial sort of slop creators. It's such a big thing right now. Like, it's good that, you know, people are doing educational content and trying to share knowledge and stuff, but a lot of it's just surface level, and I feel like, I don't know, there are better people out there to tell you how to do things than me. Apparently me a few years ago didn't think that, but you know. I'm having trouble coming up with a cool idea. We'll run with it. Let's do... It's a big stretch. But like a kind of a weird, sort of smudgy. I think that'll go here. Probably have to restart my PC to get this stuff to work. Oh yeah, the 15 over 15 series. I'm still working on the next episode of that. I've kind of slacked off on it because I've got work and life stuff that I'm dealing with right now. But yeah, that was one of my favorite projects that we ever worked on together. We're still slowly trying to get out those episodes. I think, I don't know if this is gonna read. I need to learn how to use smears more. I tend to just like stretch stuff instead of smearing stuff. But I've been rewatching like the Mighty Bee recently. And like you would never look at the show and think, oh, that's really crazy cool animation, but it's one of my favorite shows for just like style reference and efficient drawing. And they've got some really creative use of smears in that show. I think that'll read. I think I'm gonna need smears for this. But I'm just gonna do it sans smears first. And see what I can get out of it. Maybe I do like a little smear here. And we can break the form, maybe? I'm kind of noticing that I don't really use live playback very much when I animate, which is probably to my detriment, but I've been just kind of flipping keys my whole time as an artist, as a 2D animator, and even in 3D, that I often find like just trying to parse everything in live playback to be more cumbersome. I don't usually do that until I could get towards the end. I feel like that's too extreme. Maybe I need some doubles. I think that's gonna help in the next frame. And maybe this won't be 4 frames. It would be cool if I could keep myself to a strict 4 frames. But I don't think I'm gonna do that. Yeah, no, I don't think I'm gonna keep myself to a strict 4 frames. And maybe we do a double here. This isn't gonna read, I can tell you that. It'd be better just to do a wider door. Maybe something like this. Looks like a squid, kind of. Normally for these kinds of things, I wouldn't do like a full frame by frame dealio. But I feel like that's gonna work better for here. Let's see where that ends up. So the house is going to be settling out here. I think this will be 5 frames of total animation. And where's the, it would have to be I think this is going to read poorly. No, I'm just kind of freeballing it right now. Just figuring it out as I go. I did not plan this out. I should really read these questions out. Sorry. Jennifer asks, did you plan this animation out? And no, I did not plan this animation out. I'm just figuring it out as I go along. Trying to get a sense of what I want. Which is usually how I work. It's not the most productive way of working. Usually it helps to have like at least some kind of plan. But I mostly do work for myself. I don't really do 2D for other people. So I tend to just kind of figure it out as I go. What if we try and make this like a looping thing? Even though it doesn't need to loop. Let's do like 1 frame after. And I really do not like having mouse mode. That needs to be more like here. These settle outs are always super annoying. Just trying to get something that like is still fun, but feels kind of natural. And we're gonna need to probably smear a little bit to make that mesh with the previous frame. Oh god. No. Oh no. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Oh god, Flash crashed. I did not save. At least not for a while. Save early, save often. That's what they say. whatever. I just see it as more experience for this next attempt. You know? When was the last time I saved? Ah, it was before I even deleted the frames. Zam. Well, I wasn't even really liking what I was doing anyway. Like, I had a sort of an idea, but I didn't really feel like it was doing what I want. You know? Apparently my stream's bitrate is absolute trash, according to YouTube. Thanks, YouTube. Let's open let's open the About icon in the other tab. I think it was black because I was getting, yeah, I was getting artifacts on the edges of my GIF export. Oh, sorry about that. Yeah. This is like so annoying. It just make the house blow up. Can't wait for Nintendo to claim my firstborn son when they find out I use their music. This looks not good. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just saying stuff. I'm just being silly. I'm being a silly little guy, a little scamp. Ooh, how much of the frame does this one? Basically the whole frame. Oh, Flash, forgot. I'm being a silly little scamp and saying my funny little things. Is there a reason? Yeah, I like your new avatar. Is there a reason you're in the ground? I don't remember what the reason was. I think I had a reason when I did the first video where I was in the ground, but I don't remember what that is anymore. I'm just kind of running with it. I just think it looks kind of neat, you know, where I just look like Diglett. I don't want to do like a house with a face on it because that's too much like Derek's. It was my friend who let me borrow his website code. Yeah, I have no idea why I am in the ground. Mm. I think I'm going to keep it scrappy and uneven. This is good. This is... No, I kind of like the little bits hanging off the end. Funny doing a house even though I live in an apartment. Oh my god, it's the beginning of my next 15 or 15 video. I do like a... Trying to think, maybe I do like a... Or I see if I can do something where like the door kind of shoots forward and opens. That could be fun. I feel like I'm gonna get a pop here. Should check out Genus's live streams where he talks about animation concepts. He's way better at explaining stuff than I am. I feel like I need to have a sudden drop in the roof height. And we're gonna need an in-between. I hate in-betweening. I just want to do the frame correctly on the first try and never have to in-between ever in my life. Wiggles to the side. What's happening there? It's working. Notice that like trying to work with this mouse mode thing has made my line economy way worse. Usually I try to minimize the number of strokes that I use in drawing just to like, I don't know. I feel like it helps me get cleaner looking stuff, even when I'm being sketchy. But I have to like readjust myself so much that it's hard to get a good line. It's not like a Flash thing. So person asks, I've never used Flash before, what is mouse mode? It's not a Flash thing, it's a Linux thing. So I have a drawing tablet, but my drivers aren't working properly, and I don't feel like dealing with it right now. So it's basically just acting like a mouse, but I am using a pin to control it. So I'm just dealing with it for now. So instead of like tracking to the position on the screen, like based on where my pin is on my tablet, it's just kind of moving like a mouse. Like if you pick up your mouse and you put it down again, it's not going to like suddenly know you move your mouse however many inches. It's just going to like adjust its offset based on when it's down. So yeah, that's what I'm dealing with right now. If I make it so it's like kind of throwing up the door. So we can do, and then instead of like doing one of these, we can kind of revert it back to this shape. Then we get some funky perspective jazz where it's not really working right, but it's got a feel to it, you know? Yeah, I like that. And it gets more like of a propulsion sort of feel. Yeah, and the sort of thing that we can use to tie it all together can be like the bulging around the edges of the door, maybe? So we get like this ultra bendy feel. So even though we get these kind of breaks in the motion here, where it just like all of a sudden switches direction or perspective and doesn't really feel like it's working consistently, if we have that element that's working consistently, then it should still feel like it's working. Like the door is the thing that ties it together, which makes sense because it's the focal object of the shot. So we could do this. Probably isn't going to no, this is just like some YouTube video playlist that I found that's just like, here's a bunch of Nintendo songs that probably won't get you yelled at. So I'm hoping that nobody cares and this is fine. If they do care, then screw me, I guess. Hmm. It's not working, right? Hmm. Really want this to like dominate the frame a bit more, but I don't want to lose like the relationship between the door and the door frame. I don't know. I'm probably gonna have to sit on this one. Usually when I make these animations, I have to just kind of not play them for a while, step away, just so I can readjust my mind. Because if I'm working on something for a long time, it can be hard for me to see like what's working and what's not working about it. I feel like that doesn't have like a bursting feeling. It doesn't feel like it's bursting. Maybe it's because I flipped the direction on that. And we'll do that as like an overshoot. I don't want to make this too many frames because then the GIF is going to get big. Yeah, I'll probably have to adjust some sizes. I'm not going to worry about it too much and just do that in a symbol. Might read. Yeah. For some reason, Flash really does not like playing it back. It's almost like this is an ancient piece of software from like 2003 and doesn't like running in entirely the wrong environment. Oh, is the music still going? There we go. Let's add one more frame. But let's do this one as a cheat frame, because I'm tired. There we go. I feel like that works. I'm trying to be more creative with my stuff, not just do like straight in between, but you know, play around with like cameras moving around and objects moving in depth and stuff. I've never really had much of an opportunity to use my 2D animation stuff in like a formal context. Like it's either just been 15 over 15 or a couple other like films in college. But yeah, outside of that, I really haven't put enough time and effort into exercising my chops. I learned Blender and that ruined me. I wouldn't say ruined me, it just changed me. And you know, what I wanted out of my artwork. Just so I can see what this looks like when it's not freaking out, I'm going to copy and paste these frames a few times. And let's enable loop playback again. I feel like maybe I could shove some stuff inside the house so it feels more like an actual door frame. Because right now there's so little that's giving door frame. Let's do the smart thing and look up some reference. I think it's always a good idea to search for references whenever you're not entirely sure about what you're doing. It can be a bit scary, but you know, it's only scary for the second. To make anything worse. Ugh. So these won't be entirely cheat frames, which will probably make them look worse, but that's fine. Try and just when I'm saying cheat frames, I'm just saying that instead of hand drawing them, I'm just transform tooling them, which is how I initially learned how to animate, just transform tool animation. Like a combination of that and hand drawn, but transform tool animation is a skill in itself. It's just like, you know, rigged. But, you know, there's no built out rig. you know, believe it. Maybe I could do like a... It's something that people have in their house, like on the ceiling. No, that's not gonna read. I could indicate like the ground. Maybe that window from earlier. That I could give it some additional detail, like a window frame element. But like just enough. This is overcomplicated for an icon. Maybe I indicate like a wall? Like the corners of an interior. And could do a couple tufts of grass. That's good. Yeah, I kind of like that. Sort of does like an overshoot at the back, even though I didn't really intend for it to. I wanted it to settle out more, but we love animation streams where I sit here and I draw and I don't talk. Yeah, I fuck with that. I cuss with that. How long have I been going? It can't have been that long. Oh, a bit over an hour. I think we're gonna finish up this tune and then I'm gonna call it for now at least, because I've been working all day and this is good progress. I think I'll implement this next time around. Nice. Oh, I didn't show off any of my little VTuber avatar functions, did I? So I just made like a little PNG tuber, and I can like cycle through some different faces, but I'm locked in. I can't really focus on that. Yeah. Default expression, kind of like not sad, but like a more serious, questioning and excited. Ah. I've got some more expressions planned, but I also kind of want to figure out just doing like a webcam one, because I feel like that's just going to be way better in every way possible. Who knows? Whatever. Okay. I'm going to call it here, y'all. Thanks for stopping by. It was a pleasure having you. I'm going to try and do more of these streams. Yes, I've saved. I've saved this time. I'm not going to lose it.